Hey, what's up, guys? I'm gonna show you guys how I do a heat exchanger replacement on this Lennox RTU here. First one of the season. Let me see if I need any tips or anything like that to see if I can do better on these. But yeah, let's get into it. So why I wrote this up is last time, this is why we got ordered your tube for your pressure switch to suck in negative pressure. Like your little nipple here is rusted and broke off at some point, who knows. That, and there's a couple holes inside the heat exchanger, so I said might as well replace it. Got the tag out like I tag out on there. This is just a 5-ton, so it's nothing too big. Here's the new one over here. Here's our new nipple right there, which the tube goes on. That's where high limit goes. Inducer right here. It's your fiberglass little insulator to put on the back. And then this is a new inducer gasket. So we're gonna put that on, and some new screws and some zip ties for the wiring, and a basic instruction kit. Yeah, let's get into it. So one of the first things I usually do is break the union on here, so I could take this out of the gas valve here, like right there. Oh, you can see it right here, so I can just slide this piece out so I can get this whole panel off just a little bit. And then, because we gotta take all this out, I'm planning just to take all this out as one piece and then work on it after the whole thing slides out, because heat exchanger is all this with all this stuff in the way. Can't get it out of there without moving this panel, so that's why I did that. Alright, I got the gas regulator and all the gas piping off this 90 here, and that's how I was able to take this door off, just to disconnect. And then I also disconnected the main power to the contactor, so I could also move the panel just a little bit more, so it gives me room to work, so I'm not scrunched up in here while I'm working. But my next thing now is just to get all this stuff off the wall, and then get this loose and take this out. So now I got all the pressure switch, all the wiring. I did label my wiring as like pressure switch was 3. This is for my rollout, so rollout I just put 2, and then I put in my notes so I don't mislabel my wiring and put it somewhere else where it shouldn't be. So my next step now is to we got to get this manifold off. So we need to separate it so we can pull this out as one piece. So how we're going to do that is just get these wiring and make sure you label them too, so you know where they go. And then all this should be one big piece you just pull out once we get all these screws out here. And sometimes you gotta sometimes kick it or push it instead of pull it. So that's where we'll take this back off, and I'll show you guys that if I have to do that. But yeah, so I got it halfway pulled out, and I kind of forgot one last thing. There's a discharge sensor right here, which you just got to pull it out right here. It's just a couple screws, but you gotta get it loose and take it out. I think you should just pull it out with one piece. So once I'm taking that out, it's all open. Gotta put that back in there, but you're gonna want to clean all this. Patch this back up since it did tore. It's via foil tape or if you got some spray glue. But definitely take all this old ones out inside here because we got that new fiberglass gasket, and also clean all this up and inside here too. Here's the old heat exchanger. We got the inducer and then the burner assembly there, the gas valve. Take that off. Here's one of the holes I poked through when I test it, just a slight tap. And then a few holes on the sides, and then this nipple right here. But these still have like rust in it, so I won't like put it upside down. So I just like to lean it up against the wall. And that's when I'll do, take my inducer off, get the new gasket, scrape that off here, and then take this all out of one piece. And that's also when I'll change out these igniters and flame sensors here. Yeah, also if I need to change out a gas valve or anything like that. I usually do that with the heat exchanger, so it's all in one thing. Alright, so I got the burner assembly, high limit or blower limit, and the inducer off. Clean it up just a little bit, just to make it look, just a little bit nicer than what it was. And then we just gotta put on the new one. I'm gonna do high limit, inducer, and then our burner assembly here. Alright, put everything back together and also slide it in there. It takes a little bit. Got all the new screws in. Fiberglass is all set inside. Put the new gasket on for the inducer. And here's the back side. It's all nice and neat. Everything's cleaned up back there. Now, we basically just got to do everything in reverse. Now put these back in here and hook up the gas and put on the panels, and then everything should be done. Alright, got everything hooked up. Pressure switch, inducer, my wires, my gas valve, and the only thing to do is just make it look organized and pretty so wires don't get inside the flames here. It's all nice and pretty now. Got the zip ties on. Now to just put these panels back on in the door there and hook up the gas. Alright, everything's back together. Now, the only thing we got to do is turn it on and burn off the oil inside and out of the heat exchanger. So I already told the customer that they will smell some burning, but I always leave this part out so it burns outside too a little bit, so it doesn't go inside. But I usually do around 15 minutes or until I don't smell it anymore, so it really depends. Alright, let's do it. And that's basically it. After 15 minutes, I don't smell it anymore. Blower's running. Heat's working good, or discharge, or zone. Pretty much it.